Have you ever wondered how a small island far away became a place where everyone speaks English? Imagine a bright city by the sea. People speak many languages at home. But in school, in shops, and in government, English is the main voice. This is Singapore's story. It is a story of change, hope, and hard work. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Selfware 5.0 podcast. I am so glad you are here. This episode is a calm, warm story. It is a story about people learning and growing together. Think of it as a gentle walk at sunrise, a quiet moment where you feel inspired. We will share a powerful story today. It might help you find hope, courage, or a reason to keep going. Maybe you are learning English right now. Maybe you feel small and unsure. That is okay. This story is for you. Please stay, listen, breathe, and feel. There is no rush. Just relax. Take a deep breath in. Let it out slowly. Feel the calm. In this story, a country learned English, and we will learn how. By the end, you will see that you can learn too, step by step. This is gentle. This is kind. Once upon a time, a long time ago, Singapore was a place of many tongues. People there were Chinese, Malay, Indian, and from many islands and lands. They spoke Chinese dialects, Malay, Tamil, and more. The island was a busy trading port. Sailors and merchants from all over Asia came to buy and sell. Each had their own language. In those days, a common trade language was a mix of Malay and Chinese called Bazaar Malay. It helped people from different groups trade goods. But British rule changed everything. In 1819, the British built a port in Singapore. British officers, traders, and workers arrived. They spoke English. They set up schools that taught in English. Over time, English became part of daily life for those living under British rule. The British brought roads, laws, and a new language. Many people learned to speak English so they could talk with the new leaders. When Singapore became independent in 1965, its leaders made an important decision. They chose English as the main working language. Why? Because there were many ethnic groups in Singapore. There were people of Chinese, Malay, and Indian heritage. If they all spoke their own mother tongues, it could be hard to communicate. Choosing one language for all united the people, and English was seen as a modern international language. In fact, English became the main language for government, education, and business. Singapore's first prime minister said this was needed to help the country grow. In her speech, President Halima Yaacob said, "Through the education system, we adopted a common working language in English. This means the whole country agreed to use English to work together. So today, English is the lingua franca of Singapore." That big word just means the common language people use to talk with each other. People in Singapore use English in daily life. It is the main language of government offices, schools, media, and business. You might see streets and signs in English. In fact, almost every sign in Singapore is in English. All students learn in English at school. But don't worry, they still kept other languages too. Singapore chose 4 official languages: English, Chinese, Malay, and Tamil. Malay is the national language, as a symbol to honor the Malay people. Yet, in practice, English is how people speak to each other most of the time. You will hear Singlish, Singaporean English in homes, a mix of English with bits of local flavor, just like how locals say la or kiasu. But in formal situations, plain English is used. Think about a city where your friend might speak Chinese to their mother, Malay to their grandmother, and English to their boss. You might do this too. Use your local language at home and English at school and work. That is exactly how Singapore works. In Singapore's classrooms, children gather around colorful books and stories. They listen and read in English. They learn through songs, games, and stories. Here, a child finds the magic of reading under a soft lamp, learning English step by step. This is the Singapore way, making learning gentle and fun. Singapore's leaders knew learning a language is not always easy. They also knew students should not forget their roots, so they made a bilingual policy. This means every student learns 2 languages, English and their mother tongue. For most Chinese Singaporeans, the second language is Mandarin Chinese. For Malays, it is Bahasa Malay. For Indians, it might be Tamil. Children go to school and learn all subjects in English, but each week, they also have classes in one of these other languages. This policy makes each person bilingual. A kid could be reading an English storybook, then later practice writing Chinese characters. This is a lot of work, but Singapore found ways to help everyone succeed. Teachers learned special methods to teach English from a young age and to mix it with local culture. They did not want to lose Malay or Chinese or Tamil, but they made English the strong bridge between all the groups. Teaching methods in Singapore are very creative. One famous program is called Stellar. Stellar stands for Strategies for English Language Learning and Reading. It is a fun, interactive program for young kids. Imagine a big picture book being read aloud by the teacher. Children follow along and see bright illustrations. Then the teacher asks questions, lets kids discuss, and teaches new words found in the story. They play word games, act out parts of the story, or draw scenes they liked. Stellar mixes explicit instruction. That means clear lessons with stories and reading. For example, a teacher might show a sentence and explain its grammar or phonics, how letters sound. Then they return to the storybook and let students read or retell a part of the story. This way, kids feel they are playing and using English naturally, not just doing boring drills. By reading many stories, children ignite a love of learning and get confidence in English. Another method is having kids do writing projects about what they like. Maybe a student will write a letter or draw a comic about Singapore. This helps them use English actively. They learn by talking with friends and with the teacher. They make mistakes, but that's okay. Mistakes are just steps in learning. In short, Singapore made English learning part of the culture. In every level of school, from primary to secondary, teachers use games, songs, and technology. They teach basics like grammar and vocabulary clearly, but they always put it in fun contexts like reading or speaking activities. The goal is to make students think and use English, not just memorize rules. Let me tell you about Ms. Lim, a gentle teacher in a Singapore primary school. Each morning, she begins by reading a picture book to her students. The children gather on the rug around her. They listen as she speaks slowly and clearly. She uses funny voices for the characters. The kids giggle and hold their excitement. After the story, Ms. Lim picks a word like adventure and writes it on the board. She shows the students what it means with a quick, simple explanation. She then asks, "Who can use adventure in a sentence?" A little boy, afraid at first, tries, "I have an adventure in the park." She smiles and gently corrects him. "I had an adventure in the park." The room is kind. No one laughs. The boy feels proud he tried. Then Ms. Lim splits the class into groups. They draw scenes from the story on big paper. They take turns speaking in English about their drawing. "In my picture, the cat is sleeping," says one girl. "Our cat is hungry," says another boy. They help each other. Ms. Lim moves around, encouraging soft voices. She quietly adds words if needed, or corrects with a whisper, never raising her voice. At the end, she plays a quick game. Each group acts out a part of the story in pantomime. The class watches. Everyone claps and cheers. Afterward, Ms. Lim says, "You did great. You spoke English very well today." A few students beam with confidence. This is how many teachers in Singapore weave English learning with kindness and fun. The children leave class happy, excited to come back tomorrow. So why did Singapore do all this? Because they saw English as a key to success. President Halima's words remind us, English was chosen so that everyone can work together and connect with the world. Singapore needed to trade and do business globally. By speaking English well, Singaporeans could do jobs in multinational companies, travel, and study abroad. English opened doors to technology, science, and ideas from around the world. The plan worked. Today, Singapore has one of the highest English proficiency levels in Asia. English radio plays, English TV channels are everywhere. Shops and menus are in English. Even though many families speak other languages at home, most parents make sure their children practice English. Their children are learning another culture through language, just as Singapore learned from the world. At the same time, because children learn their mother tongues too, they keep their heritage alive. Many Singaporeans grow up speaking English at school, Malay or Mandarin at home, and sometimes even Chinese dialects in the community. This makes them bilingual or even trilingual. It can be hard at first, but with practice, they become experts in languages. Learning two languages also has hidden benefits. Studies in brain science tell us that bilingual people often have better memory and problem-solving skills. You might not know this, but when you learn another language, your brain grows stronger. It is like exercise for your mind. For example, children who switch between Chinese and English can train their focus. When they read an English story and then speak Chinese at home, their brains learn to switch easily between ideas. This mental flexibility helps with school, work, and life. Remember this: Learning languages can make you smarter. It might feel tough, but every new word, every practice, builds a stronger mind. Just like going to the gym strengthens the body, using English daily strengthens the brain. The people of Singapore know this well, and they have learned to use it as a strength for the whole country. Now, let's look beyond Singapore. Other countries have taken different paths, but each story teaches us something. Consider Malaysia, a neighbor of Singapore. Malaysia also has many ethnic groups: Malays, Chinese, Indians, and others. Its national language is Malay, Bahasa Malaysia. After independence, Malaysia decided Malay should be the glue language. English became the second language. Malaysian children learn English too, but Malay is the focus. The government even started a policy called MBI, upholding Bahasa Malaysia and strengthening English. They want people to speak both well. In Malaysia today, many people are multilingual. They speak Malay, their mother tongue, and English comfortably. The choice was different from Singapore, but both countries care deeply about language education. Singapore put English first, Malaysia put Malay first. Each country made choices to serve its people. This shows us there is no single right way. What matters is helping people learn. Now look at Vietnam, where millions are learning English as if it were a second official language. In 2025, Vietnam's leaders set a goal. By 2035, every student in Vietnam will study English from grade 1 all the way through high school. They even say English should be used in daily school life and in teaching other subjects. Their plan sounds a bit like Singapore's, using English widely to connect with the world. But Vietnam still has Vietnamese as its main language at home and in society. They face challenges, finding enough good teachers, updating textbooks, and giving children time to practice. But they are inspired by places like Singapore and want to do big things with English. In the Philippines, English is also an official language alongside Filipino, Tagalog. Long ago, American rule in the Philippines introduced English in schools. By the mid-1900s, English was the primary language for education and government. Today, most Filipinos learn English in school and speak it at work. It helped the country connect with the U.S. and other English-speaking markets. But now they focus on Filipino more at home. The Philippines shows another way: one local language and one global language living side by side. Even far away in Europe, children learn English early. In places like Sweden or the Netherlands, English starts in primary school. Though these countries have their own strong local languages, almost everyone speaks very good English. This is because of TV shows, internet, and education. They show us that immersion and daily use matter. Singapore's story is like that. Lots of English around the children, so they pick it up quickly. And what about you? You might be living in a place where English is not the main language. Maybe English is a subject in school, or maybe you only see it on the internet. But listen to this. You have the power to learn. Singapore's journey teaches us, when a nation works together and uses the right methods, even adults and beginners can become fluent over time. If small children in Singapore can become fluent by high school, so can you, maybe even faster, because you have books, phones, and videos to help you. This story of Singapore is also a personal story. It reminds us that learning and growing is always possible. No matter where you start, if you keep going bit by bit, you will improve. Think about young Lee from Singapore. Lee grew up speaking Hokkien at home. At school, he sat in an English class. At first, he only knew a few words. Hi, yes, no. The letters felt strange on paper. But his teacher read him picture books, and his mom watched him progress with pride. Every night, Lee practiced a little English on his phone, watching cartoons with subtitles. Day by day, I don't understand changed to I understand. You are that Lee or that Lee to be in your own story. Right now, maybe English feels hard. Maybe you are shy. That is okay. It will be okay. When Singapore began this journey, English was new and hard too. Slowly and surely, it became normal for everyone. And you have that possibility too. The great leader Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Imagine what he would say about learning a new language. Learning English can feel like a very powerful change. It is a tool that helps you connect with people everywhere. A Vietnamese education official said it well. Speaking and learning foreign languages, especially English, is a crucial tool for deeper integration with the world. Yes, it is. When you learn English, you make the world a bit smaller. You might talk to someone on the other side of the globe. You learn about ideas in science, art, and culture that English shares. You could even find a teacher in Singapore online or a friend in America, or watch any movie without waiting for subtitles. Here is some practical advice, like bits of wisdom. One word at a time. Start small. Learn greetings and basic phrases first. Just one new word each day is fine. Soon you have a little dictionary in your brain. Use your surroundings. Label things in your room with post-it notes in English. Change your phone's language to English for a little challenge. Listen to an English song and follow the lyrics. Every small step adds up. Read stories. You know how Singapore children love stories? You can too. Find English stories for learners. There are even stories written in easy English. Each sentence they read strengthens your understanding. Speak, even if you make mistakes. The puppet in us often feels scared to speak, but when Singapore kids spoke wrong, teachers gently helped them fix it. It's okay to mix up words. Every mistake is a stepping stone. Remember, mistakes are proof that you are trying. Keep trying, and you will improve. Find fun. Turn learning into a game. Play English learning apps or watch funny English cartoons. If you enjoy it, your brain learns better. Singapore's classrooms kept learning fun with songs, games, and drama. You can do it too with a smile. Pause for a second. Think about one time you felt proud of learning something new. Maybe tying your shoes or solving a puzzle. Remember that feeling. You can feel it again as you learn English. Let me share a quote from Lao Tzu, an ancient teacher. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Every learner in Singapore took that first step when they learned hello or book. They took one more step when they practiced a sentence. Keep taking steps, and soon you will travel a long distance. Some people say, "I'm too old to learn a language." But countries like Singapore teach us that age is just a number. If a child can learn, so can a teenager, and so can you. One more thought. Learning a language is not just about grammar or tests. It also changes you. You become more confident. You open your mind to new ways of thinking. That builds your character and discipline. Imagine yourself in 1 year. You sit in a cafe in Singapore having tea. You open the menu and read it all in English. A friend shows up and you order smoothly, saying, "Thank you." The barista smiles at your good English. You smile back, feeling happy you came so far. This is your future if you keep at it. Singapore's story is unique, but there are common lessons around the world. Think about discipline and unity. Singapore got behind a plan. Leaders, teachers, and parents all pushed in the same direction. They created a system that helped every child. This shows how determination and planning can make big dreams real. In your life, you can also do this. Make a little plan. Maybe 10 minutes of English practice each day. One new word daily. Over a month, you will be so much better. It works. Just like how a school year of learning made Singaporeans fluent. And if you ever feel lonely or stuck, remember other learners around the world. You are not alone. There are millions of English learners, from Warsaw to Jakarta to Buenos Aires. Many have felt what you feel. But like Singaporeans, many found ways to push through. Some joined clubs, language exchanges, or listened to calm podcasts, maybe even like this one, to improve. Let's not forget mental health. Learning is also a journey inside yourself. Some days you might feel tired. Some days you might feel excited by a new word. It's okay to rest. Take breaks. As you listen to this calm podcast, feel the healing energy. Deep learning happens with a calm mind. Be kind to yourself if you forget a word. Smile, breathe, and try again. Here is a gentle breathing moment. Inhale slowly. Exhale. Imagine stress flowing out as you do this. Your mind is clear to learn new things. We have come to the end of our story. Thank you for listening with me, friend. Remember, you matter and your journey matters. Just like Singapore grew bit by bit, you can grow too. You have learned about how a small, diverse country took a big step to speak English, to help its people succeed. You saw how children learn with love and creativity. You heard that other countries also work hard in their own ways. Now, reflect for a moment. What is one thing you can do tomorrow to learn English a little more? Maybe say one sentence out loud, or review a page of a story. It can be so simple. Think about it. Yes, even that small action is part of your story. Keep this truth close to your heart. You can change. Just like Singaporeans change their future with education, you can change yours with learning. Every step forward is a victory. Stay inspired. Keep believing in yourself. If this story gave you a bit of hope or a smile, Maybe share it with a friend who also wants to learn. Or come back and listen again next time you need calm encouragement. Thank you for being here. This is Selfware 5.0, speaking with love. Take care and keep shining. If this story helped you, please share it quietly with someone you care about. Remember, you are not alone. Until next time, keep your heart open, your mind curious, and your spirit kind. Good night, and sweet dreams of new words and new beginnings.